Dungeons & Dragons has a lot of lore in rulebooks, adventures, supplements. Too much to keep real track of. What if we want to run a game set in the tropes of D&D, but using a completely different system? Is there one single D&D book we can plunder for background campaign information? Something we could use as a springboard to just make up stuff and not care about it being canon? Yes, there is. I have it here. And it's one that you can loan out to new players and they could read from cover to cover without any of that, please don't read chapters 2, 4 and 7 through to 16 that we're used to. It's a D&D book that's all world building and no rules or numbers. It's in colour, it's not some wiki for nerds, and D&D YouTube seems to be sleeping on it. Introducing new players to our hobby seems like a good opportunity to use a starter set with pre-gens, doesn't it? I think that's often the wrong choice, and I'll explain why I'm not a fan of that at the end of this video. But this book I spotted in a local bookstore that doesn't carry any role-playing books proper, and I knew it was the perfect book to get for my son who's keen to play Dungeons & Dragons. I had to buy it, and I don't own any other D&D books, or technically this one, as I gave it to him for Christmas. Typically, the world building for any fantasy RPG is done in the rulebooks, in sidebars, and pages in italics and examples of play. Even in books about settings, there will be stat blocks for creatures and NPC information which can give the game away about what's really going on, or at the very least, make it set. Set is a problem. In our Star Trek campaign, maybe the medical hologram is a cartoon dog. In our Middle-earth game, what if we're the hobbits and we're going to fly those eagles to Mordor? In a superhero campaign, what if Bucky and Steve and Tony are all mermaids and... oh my! We play official settings to create alternative universes to the established fiction. We should be confident that we can do this with official role-playing game background lore too. But are we? Are you ready to say, well, your character wouldn't have known that and all metagame knowledge is highly unreliable if someone complains that Ravenloft is not a seaside town full of fish vampires and that's not their armor class? All campaigns are set in alternative universes. I don't just mean alternative to this one, but also from each other. Otherwise, the dungeon has already been cleared, the vampire slain, the treasure spent by people in someone else's game long ago. Running even the most tightly scripted adventure as written with pre-gens is creating a fresh and new version of the story. How new? How variant? How can anyone stop us? It is possible to convert adventures between systems, but why bother? If we're not using D&D rules, why still worry we're not using official D&D floor plans? What if we just use the setting and broad strokes, make our own towns and NPCs and not worry about maps? I have a whole video about not worrying about maps. All we have to do is give our players a point of reference and say, your characters haven't memorized all the info in this book, and you don't need to. It'll be on the table all night, and you can refer to it at any time without a die roll. As far as you know, it's mostly right. Oh, and it has a proper index. And the book is this: How Not to Get Eaten by Owlbears. It's written as a travel guide, pretty much. It's utterly devoid of rules or stats. Some things in the campaign setting get entire pages, others just a few sentences. You could hand it to your players, maybe even encourage them to buy their own copies. This video is not sponsored, there's no affiliate link downstairs, but this is a lot cheaper than any rulebook that they shouldn't read half of. Say to them, have a look through this, and let's make a tier list of places you'd like to visit, adventures you'd like to go on. Do you then need to buy the source books for those places? No. Make stuff up. Decide what's there for your table. Decide what's there for yourself. If this book doesn't say it's not true, you can always point that out. Besides, it's got an in-game author who might have reasons to obfuscate. Sure, it's not going to be the official published version of the place. I promise no one will care. They may even boast to other players about how different you've made it for their campaign. Setting books without systems are wonderful. They're rich, and they can help you create a colourful and vibrant campaign. If you want to run a D&D themed game, then I really do recommend picking up a copy. Even if you don't use it officially, there's ideas on every page you can crib. And if you are running D&D itself, and I hear there are a few people who do, this might be a good book of common knowledge for your table to have on hand. Oh, I did say I would explain why I think a starter set is a bad idea for new players, and especially for new game masters, but this video has gone on long enough, and I think I want to give that a separate video just to itself. I'll hold that over till another time. Do hit the bell icon to get alerts when these come out. In the meantime, if you want to know my 3-tier approach to having more fun with less campaign prep, then this playlist is the place you should go next.